All right, welcome to episode 17 of the OG. We've got our good buddy Soup finally here. What's up,
Finally.
Soup?
Hello, everyone. It's
Hello.
not I've had a face reveal, but I guess it's the first time I've been on a video or a show. So
And you look really young. Maybe it's the
I'm
shaved
26.
face. You look super young.
Yeah.
You look,
It's basically a new face reveal because this is
We'll take
different. This is different from the other face.
it's true. And then I'll get to add your head to the bottom of the OG screen.
I was
Right
looking
beside
at that. You got a
Maloney.
lot of people so far.
Yeah,
I
what are
think
we up to?
you're
One,
good.
two, three,
You're going to motivate Germ for our next episode to do the exact same thing.
You are lucky
Well.
number 13 reveal on the
Okay.
show.
All right.
So,
Isn't that right, Germ?
what?
You're gonna shave for the next episode. So
Shave completely? I don't think so.
in honor of Soup.
If I win the
If I could
Super,
grow
if I win,
facial hair.
if all right, I gotta make it if I go back to back Super Bowls at some point again, I will shave completely. It's about the only way. It's gotta be something I'll probably never attain.
All right, everybody, we need to make this happen. So just everybody else tank in the playoffs.
Back
for the
to
next
back. I
season.
gotta go back to back, or a perfect season. I'll do it on perfect season.
Okay.
Week 18, I'll.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh darn.
If you hear me slurping down some cough drops, I've been coughing extremely bad today. So sorry.
Is it post-COVID coughing?
Yeah, it's bad today. It's really bad.
Still lingering.
Yeah. I am super excited though. 49ers, my Madden 49ers, and my real 49ers back to back today. Very nice.
Today was good. Today was a good day for Germ.
Gom asked me earlier if we were on tonight. I said that depends how the gods, how the 49er gods do. And in both games, I just told Gom this before you joined Soup. I gave up 9 points in my game. Real life 49ers gave up 9 points in there. So no touchdowns allowed by both 49ers today.
Yeah. So basically,
Couldn't ask
right
for
at,
much more.
as soon as that second 49er game was over, Germ was like, "Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's do our pod."
Yeah, I was fired up. Let's go. I'm ready. I am ready to talk football. All right. I sent out a form literally like 20 minutes ago, so I have a few questions we can run through here real quick. Nothing, they all look kind of stupid, so should be fun. So let's go through these.
But keep sending them.
I mean, they're great questions. They're just silly questions. I love the silly questions. They make it better.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about the games that happened and do a little preview of the divisional round. This will not be a 2-hour show, I promise. All right. First question. Don't know who sent these either because I accidentally deleted the list of names, the place. I had to add that later. But anyways, somebody asked, why does Madden suck so badly?
There's many reasons.
Many reasons, and
Too many to name.
We don't have. This is not going to be a 2-hour show. So
Yeah. I think the easiest answer is just the fact that EA has no competition at all, so
It
they
is
can
this.
be as
And
half-assed as they want.
and they still come out with this game every freaking year. I don't
And
know
there's
why
new
they don't make it
bugs.
every other year.
Well, the game resetting thing, I have never seen that besides this Madden.
Yeah, there's
So-
more bugs
Yeah,
in this
it's a-
Madden I've ever seen. And like my game with MHC was the first game I've played all season that didn't save. And
Yeah,
Dom
it's,
has his theory, and it might be true because it's the first time mine didn't save, and it's the first
What's-
time. Go ahead,
what's
John.
the
with
theory?
Well, I've said the theory, but I completely believe it's scenario related, and especially with like the hot opponent scenario. It doesn't necessarily happen every single time, but most of the games that have not saved have been either against like with Brock or Jake or Seymour and now Germ. And MAC confirmed he actually had the hot opponent scenario against Germ, and of course he clicked it, and the game didn't save. And obviously, some of the hot opponent scenarios that have happened have gone through fine, and games saved. But the fact that all of these happen to have had that scenario or a similar scenario just seems a little too coincidental.
So I just played a game in IOM last night against Sunblaze, and I'm doing bad. He's doing well. So he had he was the hot opponent. And I didn't click the story, but the game still didn't save. But I did have the story.
Maybe
So it
it's
doesn't
just
even
having
necessarily
a
matter
story.
if you save. Yeah,
Yeah.
just having that story.
And that's the only time that's happened.
Because I
to
was
me.
about to say, maybe we should just tell people to stop clicking on that story, because really it's pointless story anyways, because both teams get like plus 10 break tackle. Like, it doesn't help anybody.
I think the story
Right.
helps if you actually win the game against a hot opponent. If you click that scenario, then you get
I guess you would take
some
their morale or
reward at
something
the
like
end.
that.
Yeah, I think or a big experience bonus.
MHC
But
did not steal my morale.
But see, this is great that Soup's come on and actually said yes, he had that scenario, and so it's very good likelihood that might
Yeah.
be true. But the fact that he did click it means that there's really nothing we can do about it. Just don't play hot opponents.
I don't remember when I played you, Soup. Had you won a lot in a row? Because I don't remember having that story against you.
Yeah.
And you're the only
By
other
that time-
NFC team that.
You were my second loss. Pax had beat me before you, but so maybe not.
You probably
Actually,
hadn't built up
I
because I think it's probably
definitely
like
had
a
it.
5-game win streak that it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
So
had
then
it
no.
week 18 against Soup. I had the hot opponent against Soup for week 18, and I did not click it.
Y'all say.
I got back.
And
Yeah.
ours worked fine. So it's
Had a
not
little
like
dip.
yeah, if it was a hot opponent scenario that was always causing things not to save, then you'd have like all of the top guys would have probably a third of their games wouldn't have saved at this point. So it's just if it is that, it's just happens from time to time. Just deciding when Madden wants to, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're supposed to fix it on the next patch, they claim, but we'll see. Because they say we're aware of it and we're doing our best, and our one dev person is working on it.
Yeah, there's the one. Next question, and I'm assuming this is from Flap or Dark, probably Flap. Are y'all gonna spend another 45 minutes bashing the NFC East? Last time we bashed the NFC East, Dark went on like a 5-game win streak.
Yeah. So let's not do that.
And
Please.
Yeah, NFC East is so underrated.
I'm not going to bash the NFC East because even though the NFC was terrible, they still put in 2 playoff teams.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't
And
believe how bad the NFC is this year.
It was crazy.
It's crazy.
But it made it so fun, though. It really did make it fun. There was like 12 teams still in it, week 17.
I remember being the
nuts.
AFC.
Right.
I remember being the AFC All of Madden 22 and just bashing the NFC constantly.
The best
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
And now we're like so much worse than that NFC was.
Gom, like 4 or 5 weeks ago, we were talking because Gom was still like 4 games under 500. And he was like, "I've got a really good shot at making the
I know.
playoffs."
I did have a good shot. I did have a good
And
shot.
I looked at the schedule and I was like, "Yeah, you're probably going to make the playoffs."
Well, once
if there's any season.
once I beat PAX, I was like, okay, I can. That was the big.
You didn't
one.
win
The
after
rest-
that, did you?
I don't think I or no, I beat League a little bit after.
Yeah, you had to
that,
beat League, of course.
that was
Gom went
He
all out
almost
to
got
beat
me.
League.
But no, the game against Maloney was what killed me. Maloney was just out for revenge because I was like, didn't believe in him to make the playoffs, which he didn't. But it was still revenge for Maloney. So, oh well.
Question for Germ and Soup: are you prepared to lose to the future Super Bowl champion Green Bay Packers? I wonder who sent that one in.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I played Seymour 10 plus times at this point. I have not beaten him once. Not one time. No.
Wow.
I've been close. I've taken him to the wire. Something always happens and I lose. So I'll be honest, I don't have any confidence playing Seymour.
It's so funny how matchups like just change with different
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm trying to think it's back to our playoff bracket. Did I actually have Soup beating Seymour?
people. Yeah,
Did
'cause
they
you had
get
1-2
that far?
in
I
both.
think so.
You had 1-2 in
Whoops.
both.
Well,
Yeah, you didn't know the history. I've actually never beaten him.
my brackets.
Well, you can
destroyed
change
now
that.
anyway.
We're going to repick. For just the
We have to
divisional
repick
round,
at this point because my bracket's toast at this point since Intel decided
Yeah.
not to
our brackets died
not
on
to
the
play
first game
defense.
when Veg upset V-Bang.
Edge. I was I was planning on talking about him because he beat me twice this Madden.
Mhm.
I'm 0-2 against Veg.
Oh, wow.
Wow, there you
So
go.
it didn't.
So
It kind of
those-
surprised me that he beat V-Bank, but
Yeah, well,
Oh.
interesting.
V-Bang's
So-
hard to predict.
Yep. So Soup does not want to be in a division with Veg and Seymour.
no.
Apparently.
That would be it. All right. What's the next question?
Did Gom and a Fedo tank? Yes. Yes. 1000%. It happened. Let's just
You
move
asked-
on.
If you ask Jerm that anybody tanked, he's just gonna say yes.
Well-
He doesn't even need to look.
I mean, the evidence is overwhelming. Especially a Fedo. I've seen Gom suck before. I've never seen a Fedo
Yeah.
suck before.
Yeah, no, Afedo has left a permanent scar on me. So
Yeah, same. Like the thing, I remember last Madden. Every time a Fedo would play before me in the playoffs, and if he would lose, I would be so excited because I knew my road just got easier, and I would lose before I got to play the game. Like I would lose that same week he did. So I never got to like feel the relief of playing somebody besides him.
This is
Once
the fear.
when Seymour left in Madden 21, I was so happy because he was the reason I couldn't go to the Super Bowl.
Everyone was though. No.
Last year it was just like Feto and Pax in conference, and it was brutal.
Yeah, and Ifeto never really had a really great team either. I mean, obviously with the Colts, when he had Buckner, it was just like
double stuff.
Yeah, the double stuff. But even before that, like he was still dominant, and then he just became even more dominant when he got double stuff. So I'm shocked that he only won five games.
You're wearing a Goms game shirt. I just realized that. Awesome.
I haven't wear this one a couple, like 3 or 4 episodes ago.
I don't even remember.
That's funny.
Or maybe we talked about it. Maybe COVID made me forget.
COVID just killed it.
It would ruin me.
But thank you, sir.
We need Soup to get us the big chicken noodle in his chest.
Yeah, gotta get some Soup related merch.
Let's see what else we got here. Is potentially reducing pass coverage a mistake? I don't even know who sent that in to even like.
That's fresh off the presses though, because
that's very fresh. But I don't think we should change pass coverage.
Well, the discussion is right now. So right now, I think pass coverage is one of them is at 60, and then the reaction time's at 55, or it's the other way around. And so
I think other leagues have it a lot higher.
It's possible. The thought is putting them down to 55 each, just because right now, like you can have really bad corners that actually do really well as long as you have good morale.
Mm-hmm.
The thought on that one, and so maybe you should like move it down just a little bit so that your good players will actually win against bad corners. And this isn't even accounting for the people who play press bail, because that's just another matter. But so it's a possibility. What do you think? I mean, I'm not that. I mean, when I see some of these really bad corners just like shutting down like 99 overall receivers, it's kind of makes you think that it shouldn't really be that way. You should have to have at least a top corner to be able to shut down a really good receiver.
I'm pretty passive with the sliders. I think things are fine, but if they change, I'd probably still be fine with it. I don't think I really notice little changes like that.
Yeah, it would be a pretty small change.
There's a stark difference in the fumbles from this men from last men. Let me just tell you right now.
Is that true for you in because I know you're in the aisle as well, and from what I heard, other people were saying in the aisle there's still lots and lots of fumbles because their sliders a little different.
I've had more fumbles, but I've only had maybe 3 in like 8 games. Yeah. So it's still lower overall, but yeah, they really don't exist in AGS except for when PAX did that to Synax.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like there's no fumbles anymore in PAX, just like crunch, 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 crunch. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we still there's a lot of passing yards this year.
Yep.
A lot of passing yards.
A lot of interceptions too, though. So
not as many as there should be.
There's quite a few.
Did you see my game with MHC today? I dropped 4 picks. He crossed the 50-yard line. I dropped 4 picks in like 5 plays.
See, but that's
Thank
just
God he only kicked the field goal, because if he would end up scoring a touchdown on that drive, I probably would have melted down.
But see, drop picks are just as much of an evidence of the slot of pass coverage being too good. Because
no, I mean you should
just because they're dropping it doesn't mean that the corner is not smart enough to be getting there.
Well, one of these incredible. There was like 3 49ers in the area, and there was no Cardinal within like 15 yards. It was such a bad throw.
There's nothing worse than dropping a pick when it's in your hands,
especially when it's a bad throw. It's a user, like just like it's a gimme.
Yeah,
I don't get mad at the one-on-one jump balls, and somebody gets mad when like the corner jumps in front and you're trying to catch it, and then like he drops it. Like that's fine. Like that should happen.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But it's the wide open ones that drive you crazy.
Yeah. Well, I will say probably the biggest difference, and the only reason I really think that the moving it down isn't the worst idea is because year one we got stock defense. Yeah. So as the season progresses, the defense is going to get better and better, and really the offense doesn't really need to get better and better to succeed. Like, because speed is speed, it's going to do what it's going to do, and if 99 overall non-speed guy isn't going to make a play now, it's not going to matter. So defense can get a little bit better. You might have to pull down the defensive awareness a little bit just to make those better players not shut down. We'll see.
And this we wondered before the show if this question would sneak in. It did sneak in.
It did sneak in.
Does Matt Corral deserve star depth? Let me see.
So
me pull
34
up
touchdowns, 34 interceptions.
Now
So
I think that he still should be in the what we call it, the chump
The chump charity role.
charity.
Yeah, why isn't he?
He will
Since
be.
he's not a playoff team.
He will be.
Well, the difference for quarterbacks is that a quarterback cannot have a negative touchdown to interception ratio to qualify.
Oh, right.
So his isn't
And he was
negative
even.
though. I think
Yeah.
the wording
Okay.
is wrong on
the
whatever it was.
word
Because we've
wording
allowed
in
those
there-
before.
Well, this might be the first time it's actually come out where someone's been dead even.
I
so
think
that's
we
why-
think we let somebody in last year that was under, just because we didn't have enough.
maybe.
Because if you
Or,
look at
yeah,
look at your
it
very
might have been
last-
like it might have been one.
he was like 3 under. Look at your last
Wow.
chump charity thing, because I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was a Raiders guy.
Well, the guys we had in last year.
Oh, he's so bright.
It is bright. We had
Spaceship
Rodgers.
just landed in Gum's living room.
Well, actually, like precedent is set then because Mond was in there at 17-17. So good
Yeah,
news for
see?
that league.
Told you.
And we did.
There
We
you
put
go.
we put Herbert in there with 33-35, even though he's highlighted in red. So I'm not sure how that worked, but
I think it's because
But-
he's his only player. I don't know. There was some reason. I can't remember why.
yeah. But before you get your hopes up, League, we're still like theoretically potentially overhauling the whole system for the quarterback on the chump charity. So
Well, they definitely are only going to be able to depth up once. You can't go from freaking normal to superstar for a quarterback.
for a quarterback,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, we might have to change some criteria just so it's not because unfortunately it's a small pool. When you got 17 teams when you got 14 teams out of your 32 that are making the playoffs, that's only 18 teams, and of those 18 teams, probably at least half or 2/3 of them are not going to have a positive TD to interception ratio.
Yeah.
Because the league is just not that epic for like everyone being awesome at throwing the ball. So there'll only be like 5 or 6 guys at best who qualify for that, and that would mean that you'd really, if you're one of those guys who just barely doesn't make the playoffs every year, being able to get your quarterback up every time, it might not work out so well. So I don't know what's gonna come of it. It might not change. It might just be like Jim says, where we just do a single dev up, but we'll see.
Definitely has to be a single dev up.
Yeah, it can't be 2 for a quarterback.
Because really, most quarterbacks that should be in there should be star already. Going from normal to superstar would be.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another question. I think somebody had a double entry. Why can't Soup beat Seymour?
Oh, here we go.
Right back at it
Here we
again.
go.
Wow. Was that
Hey.
you, Soup? Did you submit that yourself? Why can't
No, I have actually. I
He's
will be
asking
honest,
for
I have
help.
I have never submitted a single question. Not one time.
Oh.
I have watched every show, but
I'm
I've never
deducting
submitted-
points.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I need him, please.
Deducting points.
If I had an answer on how to beat Seymour, I would have beaten him by now. So
Yeah.
I got some help from a couple of people. Task reached out to me. Feder reached out to me for my cap situation, but nobody has ever reached out to me on how to beat Seymour.
All right.
So,
Well, on the cap situation, that goes right into our next question. How many rookies start for Soup next year after his team dies in cap hell?
yeah. Well, I'm really, really hoping that Cameron Jordan stays at least superstar so I can get some compensation. Matthew will probably get superstar and I'll have to release him because I know that I'm going to get at least one holdout. I'm going to spend every penny that I can on Johnson.
CJ Gardner.
Every single dollar that
He
I
is a
have.
monster. Whenever I was reading his stats, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah,
I tried.
You
so
work
hard.
too hard on him to lose him now.
I had 5 or 4 DBs in the top 5.
Yeah, we
of
saw
the-
him.
for the NFC.
Yeah,
so
yeah, we saw.
oh man, it's so sad. But
But-
luckily, I got 2 of them on pretty at least 2 more years.
Soup's just sitting here, Devin is all his whole defense going, this is awesome. Everyone's going to be superstars. What could go wrong?
Yeah, it was a
Good,
great
right?
time. So
This
much
is
fun.
this is easy.
Yeah, I was like, I get that I have some old players, like I will lose them eventually. And I didn't open up the resign screen one time. Not all year.
When you said you only had 110K or whatever, I was like, that's fine. Who cares? And then I was like, wait, is that on the resign screen?
Yeah. Yep.
Next
That's
year
bad.
you only
Yep.
have 110K.
But Task was telling me they implemented a rollover cap this Madden for the first time. So I have 16 million right now. Hopefully, we'll see how much of it carries over.
Yeah, I don't know how much. I don't know the rules on that. I don't know how much carries over.
We'll see
Or how
smart
Madden will even, how correct Madden will be. With
Right,
it.
exactly.
It'll probably be like, it'll take away 16 million from you.
Oh, no.
But I'll give you one tip on the earlier question on how to beat Seymour, since I beat him in the Super Bowl.
Please.
Is just prepare to user that slot corner to cover the drag. You do that, at least back then.
I'm also taking notes because I play him before Soup does, by the way.
There you go. There you go.
Well, let's just focus on me for right now.
Hopefully
Yeah,
it'll
true,
work for
true.
one of you guys, but that was how I beat him. Like, I basically shut down his offense for like 3 quarters just because quite often I would use it a corner just to stop the drag across the middle. And he just was, I had never done that before. And I think that was the only reason it worked as well as it was, because he probably scouted and figured, okay, well, he's going to be on the safety. I don't have to worry about this or this or this. And I just completely did an entirely different defense than normal. And it worked. So
That's what I'm going to have to start doing.
yeah,
Obviously, everybody
you got to
knows what I do
surprise.
on
You got to
defense,
surprise.
But see, like I use the slot corner and the safety a lot in the slot.
Yeah.
And it works against everyone but Seymour.
Well, I would only use it that slot corner to cover like those drags.
Yeah.
Like I was not taking that slot corner and running back with this. If he wasn't end up on a drag, it didn't matter. That was what I was, because I had just watched so many of his games before that, and that was just how he would just destroy you the whole game. But because he will scout you, so if you do the same thing you do normally, he'll probably beat you.
Yeah, Seymour acts like he doesn't care, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
That's
but-
his thing. That is
Yeah.
his thing, to not
Mhm.
care.
Yep.
But yet he cares.
Oh, he cares.
Somebody else, which I'm assuming is the other person of Dark or Flap, are y'all going to bash the NFC East all night again? No, we already said we're not.
We love the NFC East.
Especially Soup. Soup will not bash the NFC East tonight.
no,
Guaranteed.
no.
Guaranteed.
Dark has beaten me.
Yeah.
I played because I've been in leagues with Dark for a while. We were in SMML, another league called the Trenches way back, and he's beaten me a lot, like probably more than 5 times. We probably played 20 times. I've definitely got the better of him, but it's not an easy game. Definitely not.
Yeah, well, if there's any NFC division Soup's going to bash, it's going to be the division he's in, because nobody can even get close to him right now.
See, I'll openly bash Joe or greatness, but I can't bash you, Gum. Not yet.
Not yet. Not until he gets his perk points.
That's right.
And last question, does Gom feel satisfied with his tank job? So another one on the tank. Do you feel satisfied, Gom? What's your draft pick, Gom?
I have no idea.
Oh, Gom. Well,
I don't.
Sure.
Why am I looking at Madden?
just
right
pan the camera over and you'll see his draft board.
Right.
Get a whole
I
wall.
am not satisfied because 3 games ago, I thought I was going to make playoffs. When I looked at the standings, I beat PAX and I beat League.
I was really
was a win away.
concerned you were going to make the playoffs because I did
I was
not
sure I
want
was
to play
making the
you
playoffs.
because I knew you'd be the 7th seed and I did not want that 2-7 matchup. Hell, I ended up with a terrible 2-7 matchup with MHC.
Yeah. No, I was 100% sure because that MHC with his finger was going to lose a bunch of games. And I mean, I knew that all I had to do was get like two wins in there, and I was going to make it. So, no, I'm not satisfied at all. And I have no idea what pick I am. I'd have to open up Madden because it
Whose draft
changes
picks do
every
you
week.
have? Yours and who?
In the first round, just mine, V Banks.
The V Banks will
Oh,
end
just
up
2.
being
Yeah, just
2021, somewhere in there.
yeah, he'll be 2021. And mine is mine could be anywhere between 4 and I think 9, because I think there's a bunch of us who all end up at 5 and 12. And as Germ's face lights up, I'm assuming that means you're checking.
Nope.
You're just screen sharing instead. Okay.
Well, I was going to get this ready. What do you want me to check?
No, if you were in the game, I was going to
Nah,
say
not
you
in the
can
game.
see.
I'm never in the game when we record. That's always your job.
The only pick of our 5 and 12s that I know what it is, assuming that this week is actually when it's set, because last week it was something different, and this week they said Mustang was sad because I think his pick is 8, or his Koopa pick is 8th, and he's sad.
Why was there a bunch of teams tied and his just went down or something?
Yeah, like but 4-9 are all to have the same record, and he thought that he'd get like 4 or 5.
Wonder where the Raiders ended up. I have his second. I was hoping that would be like pick 34, 35, and then he freaking wanted a force win over McGee in week 18. Wow! Ruined my
McGee was
second
out of the
round
playoffs,
pick.
He's like, forget this.
Jarrett.
Dropped from like 34th, probably 38th. Come on, man. That's my first pick of the draft.
Oh. No, or you can still make a trade.
I do have 3 seconds, but 2 of them are mine and Pax's. So
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple seconds. I have Koopas, which will be a nice, obviously 2.8, based on how Mustang was crying.
I think I have a 2, 3, a 5, and a 6. Black.
All right, let's talk about the games that happened. So, Cowboys Packers. This game happened earlier today, I believe, right? Is that today?
Yep.
I think it was while I was working.
I believe so.
Yeah. All right. Make sure everything. Not that it matters, but anyway. So Packers won 31-14. So Flap is eliminated. NFC East. Boo. I'm sorry. One thing I noticed. Did y'all watch this game?
I did.
No.
I did.
I watched a good bit of it, probably most of it actually. Flap from the first drive of the game just kept throwing the ball deep. He kept trying to bomb Seymour, and it did not work. I don't think he hit one, and he was probably. I bet he threw 7 or 8 passes over 30, 40 yards, and none of them completed.
Yeah, I remember the Flap of last Madden. He was just throwing to the halfback, just taking his yards.
Yeah.
I guess it was.
Yeah,
I guess it's just playing Seymour would just probably just get messes with him, just like it messes with Soup.
Well, he said that he usually goes in and plays the same way in the playoffs, and he said he gets killed, so he wanted to try something different, but something different didn't work. Packers were very efficient. Rodgers 16 of 20, 186. He dumped down a ton.
Yeah, he did.
Let me see Aaron Jones. Well, Aaron Jones had no catches. Dylan had a couple catches, but most of his catches were all like Tanyan. I bet they were all short yardage. Yeah, Aaron Jones, 25 carries, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very efficient game. I'm hoping we don't run into anybody getting under 12 rushes while we record this. That would not be great. Flap barely made it there.
Whew.
That'd be a shame.
Yeah, that would be a shame. We don't want to. That'd be bad. But yeah, the game kind of went as expected. Flap was a pretty big underdog, and now he's sitting at home.
He made the dance, though.
He made the dance at 8-9. All right, well, good season, Flappy. I'll have to deal with Seymour. This game, unfortunately, this box score is completely incorrect. I think I won 30-9, and it was a bit of a dogfight throughout. I think he had the ball inside my 10 a couple times, and I held him to a field goal. Then I had the ball inside his 10, and he held me to a field goal. Elijah Mitchell had like 170 yards. Debo had 150 yards, I think. Had a few sacks. It was a dogfight, but my corners played really well. I think Kyler was under 50% passing. I don't know if y'all watched the game at all.
I watched like the first half or first.
I got to turn off the ads, by the way. I know everybody's complaining about that. I got an email saying that I could make affiliate or whatever.
Your affiliate, I got the same thing.
So I was like, all right, well, I'll do it.
Why not?
And then everybody is just bitching about the ads, and I'm like, nobody's watching my stream, so I'm never going to make any money. So
you got yourself a subscription from Leak. I think
I got a Prime subscription from Leak. Yeah. So I'll probably have to turn that off because everybody's complaining about it.
Well, the trouble is with 2 people doing streams that is, at least for me, if I click on one and it's got ads, I just go and see if the other ones.
That's what I normally do too, unless somebody is face camming. And that was another reason I did it, was because I always face cam. Well, ever since I stopped face camming for COVID, I haven't lost. I don't think so. I'm going to ride out this season not face camming anymore.
Well,
sometimes. Go ahead.
I was going to say I don't think you have ever face cammed in the playoffs.
No, I did. I have. I did a lot last season. because I got smoked one time while face camming, and it was not fun.
Yeah.
One thing I try to avoid though, if I start to feel myself just bitching to everybody like on the stream, I'm just like, man, I don't want to do that. That's not who I am. Because
Right.
like literally 5 minutes after the game, I'll usually like apologize or something if I do say anything, and it's just like in the moment I don't want to sound like a big old bitch. Basically,
I do a lot of bitching in the moment. That's why I could never face cam.
the thing is, whenever I'm not on the cam, I rarely ever do anything. Like I just basically sit here. If something bad happens, I usually just and keep playing.
Just-
like I don't
Just a static.
I don't
face.
react. Yeah, I don't really react to anything.
Probably just from time to time, just a still. That's
Yeah,
it.
that does
I do a
happen.
lot of dropping my head in shame.
Usually it's on a drop pick, and I'm just like, oh my god. Or he'll get a crazy catch, and I'm just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. Even on today, because I clicked on your stream first, the ad was like, "Oh God, not the ad." And then I was like,
No.
"You know what? I'll sit through it because Germ's gonna be on face cam. At
Yeah.
least I'll have the face cam." And then I saw there was no face cam. I'm like, man, I watched that ad for this crap, and it just like turned that right off. And switched over to
Face
MHD.
cam will be back week 1. Until then, we're not face camming the rest of the playoffs.
Well, the funny thing is, you've even got the ads during your stream. Like,
I don't know how to understand that one.
but like the one, it actually like has the bottom comes up and it with an Amazon ad, like as
I
you're
need to get that
playing,
Amazon
like,
money.
I know. It was just like, man, Jerem just sell out. Sad.
No, selling out. All right. Jake's Bills beat the Chargers 27-9. I think I saw Johnny put in chat after this game, I think. At least I didn't get killed by Jake or something like that. I was like,
Yeah, it was a close-ish game.
I was like,
I
I
mean,
18.
there was some fumbles that didn't go Johnny's way at the beginning that unfortunately tilted it
Yeah.
a one direction.
I was kind of
There's
busy
this.
during this game. I saw some of it, but not a lot of it.
Yeah, Johnny kept it close. His defense kept it close. He's just having trouble getting points, and then when obviously getting the fumbles.
I mean, this is about
turn
as
it
bad
over.
of a Josh Allen game as
Yeah.
you can have.
Yeah.
10 of 23.
Oh, his defense was great. It's just unfortunately, Jake's defense ended up being a little bit better.
Yeah, Keenan Allen had a big game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you look at the stats and like
It was like, can you see
he
the
only
turnover
threw one
differential?
pick. I mean, they each had a pick.
I know. I think you got to look at I just don't know if there's a turnover
Let's
differential.
see.
It should be on the box score. There it is.
Fumbles
Fumble
lost
loss.
2, and they had
It's
1.
2-1.
So 3-2 total turnovers.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think one of those was a fumble 6, which was
Yeah, well, those are killer.
probably the difference.
Those are definitely the killer in the playoffs. And I can't believe the never mind, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
We'll get to that one in a second. All right, Bengals. Oh, and so Johnny, great season, 11-6. He did kind of slow down towards the end there.
But you played a great last game. That was a good game. Probably, I think it's the best game of the round to me, just because of how the two guys both played.
What, these two?
Yeah,
No.
that was a
I
great
don't
game.
know.
To
The
watch.
Rams Giants game was a thriller.
It was a thriller, but
Yeah.
I mean, the end was just. Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get that. All right, Bengals Jags. So V-Bank loses 24-21 in a Germ Vegas upset. This is the only. Actually, so there was no wild card teams that won, right?
Nope.
All the home teams ended up winning, I think.
Mhm.
Correct.
So I did not see a second of this game. I was.
Me neither.
I don't
I
even.
saw like a drive in the fourth, and that's why I knew it was close. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, Burrow throwing 5 picks is shocking.
Yeah, he had 37 attempts, I think it said. That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
See, and that's what a lot of people, and I do this too sometimes. You get in trouble, especially like people like V-Bank, people like me, people like Soup, people that run the ball, and then you lose, and then after the game you look at the box score and you're like, oh my god, I see why I lost. But in the moment you don't realize it.
Yeah, I found myself in the discipline panel a couple of times last Madden for that exact reason.
I mean, in the moment you don't even think it, and then like you'll be lined up and you'll be running the ball. And then everybody's in the box, and you're like, "Oh, this is an easy pass right here to change the play," and then you end up throwing a pick or something stupid.
Yeah.
I think I looked in Discord and seen Gom like, "Oh, Soup's down 14 points, has 4 rush attempts. Makes sense.
I think he said that during our game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't argue with that.
I mean,
They're
usually
definitely-
you can see just looking at the box score why somebody lost.
Right.
Oh, I can see on this one, like even if you can't see the picture right now, it's just the fact that Mixon only got 38 yards on 11 attempts. So clearly, like he wasn't able to run the ball until Tariq Cohen probably did some third down funny thing. But I can tell. I'll tell you this: like whenever I can't run the ball, it makes me throw way more stupid
Oh yeah.
because I'm figuring I have to throw it, and then it's just like.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be nice and I'm just going to throw this because mix it up in there and
Second and 3 is a lot more fun than 2nd and 11.
y'all.
Yeah.
That's right. So that's probably what was his downfall: the fact he couldn't run the ball and he was in 3rd and longs all game.
Sometimes
good
it's
job,
just the run
Veg.
blocking.
I mean, obviously, like if Veg is destroying Soup regularly, then clearly we underestimated Veg.
He's tricky to gauge how he's going to play. Sometimes he plays really, really good, and then sometimes it's not the same.
That's what we talked about with him last Madden. Was the first year he went like 0-16.
Yep.
Or 17, and then the next year, he got Peyton Costello and won like 11 games.
So clearly he was tanking.
Obviously,
at
he was
0-16. I mean,
yeah, the tank was.
that was the true tank, the 0-16. Like that's when you're before anyone knows that you're good. Go 0-16, and
I wish this showed tackles for losses. It drives me crazy.
I wish it did too.
Drives me crazy. All right, but congrats, VBank, on the season. Great season. He started out slow because it was like a meme that me and him were both off to a slow start, and then he just went on a tear.
And that was as soon as I came back.
Oh, and he also had
thank you.
the great tie with Soupy.
Thank you, VBank, for the #1 seed, because otherwise I would be facing somewhere.
If you could have held a 28-point lead or whatever the hell it was,
yeah, it was. That's what it was.
I wouldn't be dealing with Seymour right now. I wouldn't have had to deal with MHC and his mangled hand. Freaking V. It all comes back to VBank, and he's the one that eliminated me last year in my final game of the season. He's still haunting me.
I'll use your first round pick well, VBank. Don't worry.
What'd you get for that?
That was me giving him CJ Henderson, basically. Which was a good trade for him, too.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, this game I also did not see any of. The only thing I've seen from this game was the highlight of the ending, which was the Dolphins inside, the 15?
Yep.
And I don't know what down was it. It was an early down till 2, I think.
I think he had just gotten a first down. And it was like a drag pass, and then I tuned in and I got to see that live.
You know what? You just look at this box score, like 45 points for Baltimore with 124 passing yards.
It's insane.
And 83 rushing
Because
yards.
of this. 5 picks. 5 picks.
This was basically just Synax on offense the entire game.
And just slinging.
Just
46 attempts. My God.
If anybody can win with 46 attempts, though, it's freaking Sonic.
Absolutely.
But so he got a force. The same guy that hit him, he's the one that picked it up and scored, right? It was just a man play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hit stick, force fumble, scoop.
And then
score.
Waddle couldn't catch him, even though they were pretty much at the same spot on the field.
Yeah, oh my God. And Waddle's got 97, 98 speed, and that dude has, I think, 90 speed.
Yeah.
It's so
Something
stupid.
like
yeah. And this killed Germ's bracket because he had the Dolphins winning this one.
And I still feel good about the pick. I mean, we were in the red zone, up 3, I think.
No, it's true. When I remember the only time
First
I briefly
down,
had a
it's
chance
over,
to look at this, I look at this game, and I think Synax was up by like 9 points or something.
And I said, I did not think if it was a shootout, the Ravens had the firepower to stay in the game. Well, look, he threw for a freaking 120 yards.
You're right that it
I don't
wasn't.
think I was wrong. He just threw 5 picks and had a very unlucky forced fumble.
Well, it was still a shootout, but only one player was doing it, or one team was doing it.
All the shooting out was when the Dolphins had the ball.
Yeah. And Lamar didn't even run. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, because Pax has gotten a lot better at using Lamar, and he only had 8 rushing yards. Like, he just was never on offense to do it, I guess.
I don't think Synax has been in chat much since this game. This is one of those. This is one of those that hurts.
Yeah, this is when we see the next Rogerson Power Hour that might eventually come back one day. And Cydex will have to put himself like somewhere in the middle.
I guess he was chatting a little tonight.
Yeah, he was on there.
Takes a couple days to heal from a playoff loss.
I mean,
That's right.
playoff losses are hard, but like when they lose, when they happen like that was the toughest loss of the week.
Yeah,
Sure.
when you know you
Absolutely.
should have won if it wasn't for a few mistakes that you made. Like that's a tough one.
I'd be fuming.
Speaking of should have won if it wasn't for a couple mistakes you made.
What a segue that was.
I didn't see any of this game, so I actually don't know what you guys are talking about.
So in this game, so Rams went up 7-0, but they were in all white uniforms in the snow, so they had to restart.
Oh,
So naturally, in the restart, the team that was winning gets screwed at the beginning
okay.
with zero luck. So the Rams
That
went
sucks.
up 14-0 in the second game.
Actually, the Giants went up 14-0.
Sorry, Giants. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still because Dark was the Rams last year. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, and so Intel was already basically tilted because he wanted to on the restart because Dark had actually started mentioning about the all whites about halfway through his drive, and when they kept playing and then they finally scored and then he was like, maybe we should restart, and Intel's like, well, okay, we'll restart as long as I get my 7 points, and we're like, oh, that's not we don't fix the scores,
Yeah.
and so then he eventually went, okay, we'll restart, and of course, like Jerm said, as soon as they restarted, everything went the Giants' way.
So
And he went up
works.
14-0. But Intel did make a great effort.
Yeah.
Came back, didn't tilt. I was very impressed with Intel.
Took the lead.
Yeah, he took the lead, and there was on the last drive.
League was up, or Intel was up 24-21.
And was he even up by 4? No, he was only up by 3. And then so Giants only had, I think, maybe a minute to get into field goal, and they'd been having trouble because this was a snow game. So they were, if you're not going to get a 50-yarder in the snow.
Yeah, he needed to get, and I even posted in the thing. I was like, he has to get at least inside the 30 to have a chance at this.
Yeah. And so then Intel on that last drive, even with only a minute left, for some reason decided to go cover 0. Basically 2 plays in a row. The first one should have been a touchdown, and he fortunately hit one of his defenders reached in and poked it before he went. And then the next play just had a receiver streaking down the middle all by himself.
He was
easy touchdown.
And he was cover 4,
Mm.
so he had the strong safety, the third one over from the left, in the deep blues, and he brought him up to like where the linebacker is.
Yeah.
And the slot streak just went wide open right down the middle.
Yeah, this is it with like a minute
And
left.
as soon as he was doing it, I was like, "Oh no! Please don't be a streak! Please don't be a streak!" And sure enough, it was a streak.
The slot streak is probably the first place that I look every single snap.
Yeah, I mean, it almost has to be.
Well, and with a minute to go, and knowing he's going to have to get really deep into your territory to get the field goal.
Yeah, I'm not calling cover 0.
Yeah,
you know what I'm calling.
You give them all the underneath that they want, because even if they somehow even got to the 30-yard line in the snow with the ice, because you get the ice kick and everything, it's like, and even then, it's worst case scenario, it was a tie. So poor Intel, but he had a great season. Intel, we're very well done getting into the playoffs.
First time ever in the AGS playoffs.
I have a connection to Intel. We were in the North together.
You dominated him in the North together. Go ahead and say it.
I mean, I dominated everyone in the North, but Intel and Leak.
Yeah, got to get Soup in that division.
Even Pink.
Seymour and Bidge.
I got a soft spot for Pink too. It's a shame that could not be very soon.
I like Pink though, and Pink is sticking around. He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back. All will be forgiven.
But right now, nobody seems to be in a hurry to get out of here. So,
well,
yeah,
not nobody, but a few people.
well,
yeah.
All right. So that is it for the review. So the best game, I guess, Dolphins Ravens. I mean, considering how it ended and how close it was, that one I didn't watch it, but I'm assuming that was a great game.
Yeah, presumably I didn't see any of that one.
Ravens Giants was a great game that I saw all of. I did not see any of the Bengals Jags game. So we had a few good games.
Few of them.
I still like the Chargers Bills the most just because it was a defensive battle the whole way. And against Jake, seeing Jake in a defensive battle was just a really enjoyable game.
Now, one thing I've noticed though with Jake here of late is he throws a decent bit of picks.
Yeah, he does.
He's kind of playing, and I guess when you have a good team and you're doing so well in the season, you're allowed to play a little fast and loose. But now in the playoffs, I don't expect that.
Well, we'll see because the next matchup is the one we both. Well, we all know who's playing next.
Yeah. So here is next week's matchups. I didn't want to start with mine, but I guess we will since it's at the top.
Green Bay and San Fran, like the good old days.
Yep. So hopefully this goes the same way that the 49ers Packers playoff games have gone ever since Aaron Rodgers came to the league. I think the Niners are 5-0 against Rodgers in the playoffs.
I'm pretty sure we had a Madden season where I was the Packers and you were the 49ers too.
No, you were the Seahawks. When you were the Packers, I was the Vikings because we stayed in the same divisions first 2 years. Those were the days. So yeah, me and Seymour, that'll just be whoever ends up with a forced fumble return for a touchdown or a bubble screen interception or a tip pass interception for a touchdown. Like that's what's gonna decide that game. There's gonna be some random ass play that's gonna hurt one of us, and that's gonna be the decider.
Should be good though. Hopefully, I don't know if I've actually beaten you either, Jeremy. But I know we have not played nearly as much as I played Seymour.
No, we've only played like 4 times, and that's what I was wondering is if I beat you last Madden because I think we only played 1 time last Madden.
Yeah,
and I think I won.
You did, and then I think we've played one. At least the first time we ever played, you beat me.
I think we played twice. The year I had the Colts and you had the Lions, I think.
Yeah,
and I think I won the first game we ever played, and I think you may have beat me in the second game, but I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
We played twice that year.
I missed that team.
Yeah, I miss my Jonathan Taylor and crazy offensive line. I do miss that run game and DeForest Buckner. Yeah. So me and Seymour. What do y'all think? Since we're going to do a prediction here. Prediction on each game, and I guess Vegas would put. Since I think me and Seymour probably played like 10 or 11 times, and he's beat me, I think, once or twice. Usually I have his number, but it's usually a really tight game.
When was your last game? Was it 3?
Last time I played him, I don't think he's ever beat me in AGS. Last time I played him was in IOM, and I think he beat me. Last year.
Well, it's going to be good weather. That's one consideration.
It is in San Francisco. Nice, good weather. But yeah, I'd probably be a 2.5 favorite. It'd be an extremely low line.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with something close like that.
Basically a pick 'em.
And I think I have a coin around here somewhere.
You're allowed to pick against me.
I'm taking the 49ers because I do not want Seymour to win. So I am rooting for you.
Nobody does. Nobody does.
I think he's a little bit more selfish in this one, even though he says he's never beat you, but he knows he's never beaten Seymour.
That's absolutely selfish.
That's true.
Gosh, I hate to pick against my buddy and be contrary on this one, but I think that Seymour might squeak this one out.
Canadians don't turn on each other. I understand.
Well, it's just I don't trust Trey Lance. I just don't trust Trey Lance. He's had too many good games in a row that he's due for that one clunker where it's not your fault that you lose, but you still lose.
He is due for a clunker. He's been on fire for a while.
I hope it doesn't happen, but
yeah, he did have one terrible throw. I think against MHC on 3rd down or something.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing. Based on that game against MHC, I don't think if you'd been playing Seymour in that game, you would have won. So.
I mean, I played pretty well.
You did play well, but I mean, just on offense, I think.
You keep saying that, but I ran for 200 yards, and Debo had 160 receiving yards.
I know.
You keep saying I had a bad offensive game. I just didn't punch it in.
I did see that one Debo, because you had one big Debo play where he had like 60 yards or something, right? So,
yeah.
I don't know. I granted I only saw the first half, but there was a little bit of struggles in the first half. So Like you could still, like I said, if I had a coin, I'd flip it. I'm just like flipping a coin right now, just saying
In your
that
head.
based on. I'm thinking Trey Lance versus Aaron Rodgers right now. And
That don't sound
got-
great, and that's
You
stupid
know?
whip. I hear the whip when I watch his games.
So, and yeah, that Aaron Rodgers can just make the play, especially in the playoffs. So that's the deciding factor on it for me.
All right.
Sorry, brother.
Well, I'm not picking that.
Yeah.
Giants at the Saints. We've got Dark. Who Dark feels pretty decent about playing Soup. He was in chat
Yeah, he
today.
does.
He
does.
said he knows Soup extremely well. He said usually the game is extremely close or a blowout, which I mean there's only another option, which is middle.
Yeah.
The Soup is super rusty right now. Super rusty.
I haven't played Madden in at least 3 days.
3 days.
So I'm 2-6 in IOM. I am not playing good football.
But do you
So-
care?
Well,
You can be out. You can be out.
I do care because I hate losing, and I'm going to be honest. I just don't
What
want
team
to
do you
lose.
have?
I have the Colts.
Oh,
I have
well,
Jonathan
that's-
Taylor and
This
Matt
was
Ryan.
real
sucks.
life easing into it. Oozing into
Yeah. What
I'm
can I say?
just hopping back in for a sec.
it. He was kind of like, couldn't really. I have y'all kind of small on my screen.
Yeah, I think his the video is coming after the voice.
Oh, now he's in a different spot. Let's hurry up and rename him. Rename. Nobody can see that name.
Don't let me see. Don't let him see.
Don't hide my name.
Not that it matters because everyone sees it when they watch Goms games anyway. But
Who watches Goms games? Why have we not had a playoff Goms games?
I know, right? It's because I've been working on Goms games, the game, which everyone will get to see soon. Soon.
That needs to be our off-season project. That'll be our off-season OG.
It will be. It will be.
That way we won't have much material.
No.
All right, so this line, Saints, Giants, Soup doesn't want to hear it, but the Saints are probably about 11.5 favorite. Sorry. It is what it is. And a lot of people would probably take the Saints on that line.
I believe me and Jerm probably both will. No offense to you, Dark, but I especially know what the horror of the Saints squad is before he loses half his players.
Yeah.
And right now it's brutal.
Yeah, Soup's going to go all out. He's going to be going for it on fourth down. He's going to be
Oh,
faking
yeah, he
field
will.
goals. He's like,
This
I will
is
not
my
go.
year.
This is my
I have to win.
Yeah.
I have to win.
Yeah.
There's no other option.
Next
Yeah.
year, he's got the practice squad.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah. I'll like still get 5 wins next season. I'll somehow win our division.
Right.
The NFC, anything's possible. Yeah, I've got the Saints winning. I do. If Dark has a shot, he's got to slow you down. He has to make it an ugly, low-scoring game. I don't think he can.
Yeah.
I don't. If Soup gets past 24, Soup's gonna win by 17.
Yeah. Well,
Needs to be low scoring.
unless Soup comes out in all whites and then
It's
Dark
possible.
gets a restart and gets to go up 14-0 again, it's going to be tough. So don't come out in
Just
all
the
whites.
run
Soup.
blocking.
It's in the dome. He's fine.
Ah, that's right. It's New Orleans. Yeah.
In the dome. Oh wait, maybe that was an IOM. Either way, there has been wind in
Oh, yeah.
either New Orleans or Indianapolis.
No, it's in IOM because Indy does have that roof that opens.
Oh, it's like it can open.
But
Okay.
yeah, it drove me crazy whenever it was like 8-mile-an-hour wind every single game.
Mhm.
Whenever I had the
Minute,
Colts,
please.
Uh,
Please.
A roof. Is that the same thing as a roof?
a roof.
It's funny. West Virginia's not far away, and I don't say roof. I say roof.
All right, well, I think I would normally say roof. I don't know why I said it. No, I wouldn't. I'd say roof.
Yeah. Roof.
Roof. Anyways, don't be hating on good old Charleston, West Virginia.
No.
It's just not a route. Those receivers run good routes. It's my favorite
good routes.
gomism.
Yeah.
All right. So, Soup, I'm not going to make you pick it because I'm not going to pick my game, even though I'm
Appreciate
not
that.
losing a freaking Seymour.
Please don't.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, Jerm, would you actually normally call Soup Sip?
I would never say so. I would never say so. Soupy. What's his name? What does Mustang change his name to now? Large Pie?
Yeah. I enjoy all the name changes.
Some people
very
don't.
much.
I was sad that large contracts didn't last very long.
Large
that was a good
contracts
one
was
too,
awesome.
yeah.
That was my favorite. That was one of the first one I actually like chuckled at.
Yeah. I know when I did that one, and I was like, "Oh, come on, Soup, say something," but he didn't notice right away, so I was sad.
I always notice, might not be right away.
No. All right, so that means Gom, you're the only one that matters on the prediction because me and Soup are not making NFC predictions. So you have Packers Saints,
Apparently,
and I have Saints playing somebody,
49ers.
and Soup has 49ers playing somebody.
Somebody, yeah.
Somebody.
At least you guys are agreed that you're playing each other, so that's nice.
If you put them together, if you mesh it together. All right, let's do Jags Broncos. Let's save the
fun ones.
save the thriller here because I
So
figure we'll all
does
be in the same
Veg
boat.
pull
here.
it out?
Can Veg run through all the Brock Bros on his way to the AFC Championship?
That'd be legendary.
That would be so legendary.
It wouldn't be. Oh, I guess
don't
I
think
should
so,
be.
unfortunately.
So on, let me see here. Everybody picked the Saints to win. Ooh, two people picked the Giants. One of them was Dark, and somebody else picked the Giants. So that one was not chalk.
Oh.
That one was not chalk. I'm not gonna say who it was because I finally fixed the names, but only the last 4 people. So I only see 4 names. The rest of them are anonymous.
Was it Intel or was it Intel?
Yeah, I don't know.
Couldn't be Intel.
It was not Intel. It's not. I know it was not Intel.
Intel's
So
got my back.
on 49ers Packers, how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 entries or 12 entries. There are 7 49ers and 5 Packers.
Seymour in there? Seymour wouldn't have voted.
Well, yeah, he had to have voted because he definitely filled out one of those entries, probably 2 of them. And I think both of those entries picked the Packers.
There you go.
But yeah, so on this game, Broncos Jags, everybody picked the Broncos except for one Jaguar in there.
I bet it was B-Bank.
It was not. This one actually has a name. But it was Brandon.
The
Turmoil within the Brock Bros.
Turmoil.
Yeah. And
He
like,
he might get booted. This could be Codfish taking over the Vikings because Brock's going to kick him from the league himself.
well, I mean, I think if Veg takes out all the Brock Bros, then I think they should just follow Veg instead and be the Veg Bros.
Not a bad idea.
Could work.
If he rolls through that whole group,
So this line would probably be similar to the Giants Saints game. I'd probably put it at Broncos 11.5, but the Jags have been playing really good and just beat V-Bank, so maybe it's too high. Maybe 9.5.
well, this one's probably going to be in the snow in Denver, right?
Probably. I don't know. They just played. It was a Green Bay game and it wasn't in the snow. I know the commentators mentioned it was freezing, but no snow. So, anybody think Veg can do it?
Oh, Veg can absolutely do it.
I think Veg will do it. I think Veg will do it. Everybody knows he can do
I'd
it.
like him to, but I got to go with Brock. Brock's 15-2. He's obviously doing something right.
Yeah, Brock destroyed me. Absolutely destroyed me. Week 3. Terrible.
Well, Veg gave me a hard time for not believing him last week, so I'm going to go for the upset. I think Veg is going to take out the rusty Brock who didn't play, who's on a bye, because the bye week, as great as it is, it can make you forget what you're doing. So he's going to go straight from playing whatever his last meaningless game was to being in the cold in the playoffs, and Veg is too hot right now.
He did notice. He is taking receipts, though. He took receipts on both of us had him losing.
Yep. So I'm going to go with Veg squeaking it
The
out.
safe pick. I don't want to have all these receipts out here. I'm going to go with Brock. Brock destroyed me. I will pick Brock until the end. I have a soft spot in my heart for anybody that beats the crap out of me. So
I would just love to see Veg in a conference final, just to have something different. Because unless Veg does it, it's all more of the same.
We
The
do
rest of
have
the rest of this is all the same.
Yeah, so I mean, out of these 8 people left,
Unless Dark squeezed it out, but
well, we've got 5 former champions out of the 8 people.
Yeah,
and that's not even including Jake, who has been there and apparently has won other leagues all the time.
Yeah.
So
Veg it is. I believe.
I'm going Brock.
I believe in
Yeah, I'll
Veg.
take Brock as much as I want to go Veg. No disrespect. Obviously, you whooped my ass twice. So
I don't know. Veg beating V-Bank, because I think V-Bank is like right getting up there right on Brock's level. The fact that Veg could do that to V-Bank gives me hope that he could do it to Brock too.
Yeah, anything's possible. It's a gauntlet in the AFC. And then we've got Ravens, Bills. We've got Pax and Jake. These two met earlier in the year, and Jake eked it out for the win in a great game. This one's a doozy. And Pax is acting like the underdog. He's doing his thing where he's acting like the underdog.
Yeah.
But he is taking receipts on anybody that picks against him.
Yeah.
So
Pax has said about 1,000 times that it's Jake's year and that there's no way that.
yeah.
Super Bowl
Well,
isn't
he
Jake
he also said going into the Synax game, to put in Discord. Pax typed in Discord, it's going to take a miracle to beat Synax. The guy who has 4 championships needs a miracle to beat a guy that's never won a championship, who's been in the AGS for 20 years.
Pax is the king of that.
Yeah.
He is the king.
The question is, does he think that we actually still believe him when he says these things?
I think he might have to
He
believe
uses
himself.
it as self-motivation.
What do you think, Jerm?
Let's see. So on the predictions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is, of course, it's 6-6. Ravens Bills split right down the middle. That's pretty impressive. 12 people filled this out in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
At 11 o'clock at night. I'm afraid to pick against Pax now because I know he's taking receipts. Jake is also, he doesn't like being the favorite because he was like, oh boy, or something like that whenever he saw that both of us took him. Jake won the first matchup. It's hard to beat Pax twice in a season.
If you say so.
Well, I mean, I had to play him twice a season for 5 years. So. I don't think I ever did. I don't think I ever did beat him.
Oh.
I did win the division twice.
Why don't we let Soup be the
Yeah, go
first
ahead,
pick and let you peruse?
I'm thinking.
All right, I will let Pax take his receipt. I'm taking Jake. I think Jake's team, the offense is crazy. It's way better than the Ravens offense. Yeah, Lamar, but he doesn't have a escape artist. And the receivers are okay. He traded for, was it Isabella?
Yeah,
Or somebody that was fast. Pax is playing different. We played earlier in the season, and it was a much different game than I've played any time before.
Yeah.
But I think the Bills are just too good. And obviously Jake's really good, so I'm taking Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Pax. Give you a little ammo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think everything Pax has been saying in jest is completely true. That Jake is the man to beat. Like, I hate to make you the favorite, Jake, here, but based on what Baltimore's offense did in their last game, which was a whole lot of nothing, you're not going to be able to make Jake. I mean, Jake's going to throw interceptions. That's the question is, are those interceptions going to be pick sixes or not? Because if they're not, then Jake's going to win. And I think Jake is going to be decent enough against that defense, because Pax has made it clear that he wants to trade Humphrey for a number 1 wide receiver, because he knows he doesn't have a number 1 wide receiver. He's got Andrews. You can figure out how to stop Andrews. You can shut them down. And I'm assuming that's what happened in that last game. But I think Jake is too good on offense that you just can't have to run a nickel to stop all of the routes that he does. I tried to say that without roots for Jerm.
He battles it as he's talking.
I battle it, man. You don't even
Rule
know.
out.
It's like my throat hurts when I do it too.
Scream it from the rooftop.
Rooftop. So I think Jake will pull this one out and make it his first Super Bowl. Even though I'm saying that in advance, I don't care. I think it's gonna happen.
I don't know. There's something about Pax and luck in the playoffs that he pulls a horseshoe out of his ass, just like he did with the forced fumble, scoop, and score where Jalen Waddle is in quicksand. So I'm going to say somehow Pax is going to win the game. Somehow. I don't know how.
It wouldn't be crazy.
And I don't think I'm probably eating my own. I do not think this is going to be a high scoring game. I think this is going to be like a 2017 game. I think it's going to be low scoring.
So you think Pax is going to get?
They're going to both be conservative against each other.
So you think a miracle is going to happen, and Pax is going to get another miracle?
No, I don't call it miracle. I call it pulling a horseshoe out of your rectum. Because Pax somehow has horseshoes all up in his ass.
Yeah, unless
usually just for dev rolls, but apparently it has gone over into gameplay as well.
Yeah, I think the only time he doesn't is when he plays me, because he'll either lose his quarterback in the snow in a playoff game.
Imagine losing a player to injury this season.
Yeah, those were the days. Or he'll throw 9 interceptions.
Just get ready for next year when we start rolling injuries.
No.
Yep. Yeah.
All my offensive linemen are going to die again. I know it. It's just what happens.
If we have to go with the system we're going with, everyone's going to be really intrigued.
Oh, man.
And I'm saying intrigued in a very positive way.
There will be injuries next season.
Yeah, and if they're the manual injuries that we're going to do, they're going to look a lot better. Like they're not going to be these standard like turf toes or whatever. Like we're putting in real injuries.
Ooh,
like,
are we going to be losing attribute points?
Losing what?
Attribute points?
No attribute points, but you can get like season-long injuries.
Oh no! Like, please.
Like especially if every time you hit stick someone, it
adds a point.
A note. and,
just kidding.
Yeah, and their injury rating goes down.
That's what we have Smithy do. Smithy's always wanting to do more as an admin. We can make him watch every single game and count the hit sticks.
Yep.
That's what he's doing.
I've tried to stop because they don't work anymore. It's hard to take that muscle memory of my fingers away.
Yeah. The risk reward would be an interesting change to see how many people, because if you know you're not going to get very many fumbles, it's not worth the few times that you whiff and you give up a 70-yard touchdown.
Soup, when is your game going to be?
We're going to play tomorrow at 11:30 or midnight, around then.
Oh, late game. Nice. Yeah. That's right in. I'll just be getting home from basketball. I might
play in your dream.
I might have to do a commentary on that.
Well, commentary.
We can do that. We can do an OG commentary on this game.
A live OG commentary?
I think it makes sense.
Could have.
It's a good time for it.
Yeah, we'll try. Maybe we can bring on a couple people. Yeah. OG commentary for Soup. Battling Dark in the game that is either going to be a blowout or really close, according to Dark.
Yeah, we'll get some material just in case we need to come up.
If we do that, Soup, you have to keep it close.
Half of the game. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to keep it close. Okay. Don't. Yeah. If you have a chance to go up by like 21 points, just fall down and punt it.
Yeah. All right.
Because if you're up 4 scores by the third quarter, we're just going to go over all the Saints players that might not re-sign, and that'll be the second half of that broadcast.
Dark's going to go up 20 points, and instead of falling down, he's going to be like taunting going into the end zone.
Yeah,
we're just flipping off the camera. Beautiful. My game is probably not going to be until Thursday. Wednesday. What's today? Monday.
It can't be till Thursday.
It'll be Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow I get off at 6. Then I have to work on that haunted house that I do every year, and then I play basketball. I'm not gonna be home till like 11:15 tomorrow. So unless he wants to play then, which hopefully he don't, because I'm kind of wanting to do the OG commentary now.
But third member of the OG's here.
Yeah, the tail arrives. The tail has arrived.
Took him a while this time.
Yeah,
he did. He went like Soup.
He went to the vet today and got a checkup and had a shot, so he's a little bit more.
I just didn't think he
somber.
Soup. Didn't like
He's
Soup's
a little
young
bit more
face.
somber than normal. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. That's our shortest OG ever. 1 hour, 9 minutes.
It is. Well done. It was
Well.
it's surprising. I thought it would be a little longer than the one two days ago. We thought we only had enough for like half an hour that day on that one, but
Yeah,
I guess it took a while to do our brackets.
we drug it out.
Yeah.
We didn't want to keep Soup's got to get up early.
Yeah.
I do have to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah.
I appreciate the short episode.
All
Yeah,
right,
we
so,
don't want to see what our brackets look like anymore anyway,
No.
because they
That's
they
right.
were they're destroyed.
So thank you, Soup, for joining.
Yep.
I know you just did it for the money, so
Right. I got to hang out. It's been fun.
Yeah,
I will
will,
come back again.
add you to the bottom of the border here
Yep.
on the OG.
Sounds good.
And you guys have a good night.
You too, guys. See you later.
We'll be seeing you online in 24 hours.
Yep.
That's right. Be there.
Be there.